Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the second week of SIESS, the first Jaya International Economic Summer School. But before that, let me introduce myself first. My name is Sriwijaya. It's an awesome and precious charm for me to be a master of ceremony on today's event. And then I would like to say thank you to IKF Unsri and Toko Crypto, which is already supported this event. And also I would like to say thank you to the first and second speaker who have taken the time to be speaker at this event. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on this special occasion, we have several agenda as follows. First opening, second lecture from first and second speaker, and the last is closing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin this event by reciting Basmala. Now, we will start our core event this morning, the first Jaya International Economic Summer School with theme Cryptocurrency Understanding How It Works in the Market by BMKM Unsri Kabinet Citra Pata Baharu. Get your new experience here and keep enjoy. The next event will be taken over by the moderator, to Ms. Zulhijjah Purnamasari. Time is yours.
All right, thank you so much to Sharifah for handing over the session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the second week of Sriwijaya International Economic Summer School, hosted by Student Council of Economic Faculty, Universitas Sriwijaya, and supported by IKF Unsri and Toko Crypto. With me, Zulhijjah Purnamasari as the moderator will guide you along this event. And today's seminar is about what is the best cryptocurrency to invest. So before the presentation begins, let me inform you guys how the presentation will be going on. First, please be fully present during the session and you can take a note. After that, there will be question and answer session and followed by conclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, our speaker for today is Mr. Dr. Kakanajov. Let us greet him first. Hello, Mister. How are you?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Are you always in good condition, sir? It's been pleasure
Always.
to meeting you. All right. Mr. Dr. Kakanajov is a lecturer of accounting at Sunway University, Malaysia. He conferred PhD degree in 2020 from Taylor's University, Malaysia by appealing of the fully funded scholarship. He also tutor at bachelor level for 3 years at Taylor's University during the PhD as a part of his scholarship, and he served at the University of Lahore as a senior lecturer for 5 years before joining Sunway University. As per professional qualification, he had obtained his foundation and intermediate Qatar accountancy from the Institute of Qatar Accountant of Pakistan. He is an active researcher in fintech, ESG, sustainability, and empirical methodologies with contribution appearing in 12 international ranked journals, such as Journal of Sustainable Finance and Investment, Journal of Managerial Finance, Journal of Global of Finance Engineering, and any others. He is associated with two prominent business journals as an editorial board position, the first in Asia Pacific Journal of Business Administration and Finance, and second, International Journal of Ethics and System. Also, he is serving as a reviewer for leading ranked journals such as Journal of Accounting and Finance in Society, Journal of Sustainable Environment and Investment, Journal of Financial Reporting and Accounting, and Journal of Asian Business and Economic Studies. His research interests are in ethics, fintech firm, ESG, sustainability, and empirical methodologies. And now let me welcome the speaker for today, Mr. Dr. Kakanajov, to deliver his presentation. For Mr. Dr. Kakanajov, the time is yours.
First of all, thank you. Thanks a lot for reading my profile in that much detail. I thought we will modify it to shorter one. And secondly, I'd like to thank the organizer and the management, Sriwijaya University, to invite me for this speaking. When I see an audience like 50 something, I think the conference is good. More than 50, I think the conference is amazing. And we have more than 100, even more than 150, so it's amazing. So this is a really big conference online, which I have attended. During this week, I have attended like 3 conferences. This is my third one as a speaker, and this is the largest crowd I have seen. Anyways, without wasting any time, let's start my speech. Can you allow me to share my screen, please? I will prefer if I share my slides because I need to do some writing on that. Is that possible?
Yes, of course, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot for allowing me as a co-host. Okay, the advantage that I get from this sharing my slide is that you can see my subtitle. So anything you cannot understand, you can see my subtitle. Okay, I am, as they already introduced me, I'm a lecturer in Sunway University in accounting department. Most of the time, I do a little bit of investment in cryptocurrency to understand the ups and downs in cryptocurrency. And from there, I get some sort of a craze to do the research on that and find like which investment is better. There are a lot of investments which is available in cryptocurrency. As if today there are 5,316 one six cryptocurrencies available. So which one we need to get the benefit from? Which one is considered as better? So this is my discussion for today. I really hope you will enjoy it. And I will really love this kind of audience where I can get the feedback from and what they think about my thoughts, my ideas. So I'm looking forward for a very healthy questioning session. Okay, so my topic is, as I told before, is what is the best cryptocurrency to invest? Just to keep one thing in your mind, relying on my presentation, do not invest. You need to do your own maths to confirm whether or not you are going to invest that. So this is just for a presentation sake. It has nothing to do with your investment. This is my ideas only. Okay. So first, what we learn today, that will be introduction of cryptocurrency. Means what people, because most of the people are young researchers and they don't know what is meant by even cryptocurrency. So we learn this, a very brief one. Then afterwards, we will learn that regulation of cryptocurrency. I tried to figure this out, regulation, in last 1 week time, when I spend more time on in Malaysian context, where you stand in regulation. So where the Indonesian stands and where the rest of the country stand. So I do this research on that. Next is the literature about the cryptocurrency, the recent literature, because all of us are going through a very uncertain time of COVID-19. So this is our test for everyone to join this combined together investment and see which of the cryptocurrency is better during the COVID-19 period. So I will read some of the literature which will give you some insights or idea like which cryptocurrency to invest. Then I do some empirical tests. I do this test, you can say last night. So my data is like from the day the cryptocurrency was introduced until last night. So all the data I have taken and I do the analysis. And then in the end, I will tell you which of the currency is best to invest. So there is a concrete conclusion which you will get from my presentation. So you will get some idea which cryptocurrency is better. Number one is the introduction. The word of cryptocurrency is really big. It starts from many facts and figures. It is international. It is just like any stock market where you can invest. This digital world, this is I can say a gift from a digital world that you can invest while sitting at your home from Indonesia to all the way in US in Bitcoin or any other some sort of any other currencies, the cryptocurrencies. So the world of cryptocurrency allow you to invest. The world of cryptocurrency allow you to make a payments. So with the cryptocurrency, you can make a payment. Just like recently, I heard that Lamborghini, one of the most expensive car company, Lamborghini, they allow cryptocurrency to be a payment move. So if you have a cryptocurrency in your account, maybe some bitcoins, you can go ahead and buy a Lamborghini. So this is very amazing to know that this is used as an alternative to finance, an alternative to the money. That now we can use the digital money to invest and digital money to pay our things. Maybe one day you can go to grocery shop and you can pay with that cryptocurrency. And trust me, as the time is passing, this is not so much far. This is already start happening in US and in some other countries. So that being said, now let me pull this down. What is meant by cryptocurrency? Those who are new to the cryptocurrency, it means it's a virtual currency. What that means? Crypto words come from cryptographic, which is means hidden. So hidden currency or private currency or multiple currency which our individual or group have. In cryptocurrency, I already tell you there are 5,000 plus currencies available. You can just Google about it and you can find a list of it. So these are hidden currency, but actually when it was offered, it was a private, means you can privately trade in that, but now it is more likely getting public. So it is no longer, I can call it a crypto because you can actually invest in it, you can pay in it. So it is not private thing. Yeah? This is not a Greek word anymore. So this is crypto. Some of the amazing facts about the currencies which I talked about, cryptocurrencies. One of the fact which I already tell you is number four, that Lamborghini is the first car company that accept the use of Bitcoin. So if you have a Bitcoin, you can go there and you can buy a Lamborghini. Second, in the early days of Bitcoins, you can buy a pizza for a worth rupees, which is 25 worth rupees. That costs you 10,000 Bitcoins. So from 10,000 Bitcoins is only worth $25 pizza. But right now, one full Bitcoin is more than $100,000, just one Bitcoin. 100,000. So just like every day you can change the exchange rate. Like you check that what is in Indonesia, what currency you have, rupiah, I think. So from your currency to US dollar, you can check the exchange rate. Today, I will indulge you all to check what is one Bitcoin to USD, and you will be very amazed to know. One Bitcoin to USD is 136,000 US dollar, which is a lot. So then if we want to buy in Bitcoin, of course, we do not buy one Bitcoin, we buy the sub parts of the Bitcoin, which is kind of a cheaper. So you can have a lot of Bitcoins, a lot of cryptocurrencies, but in a cheaper rate. So not the Bitcoin. Huh? Bitcoin is considered as king, the king of all the cryptocurrency, the founder of the cryptocurrency. So this may be already discussed by some other guys. And very initial concept is Satoshi Nakamoto is the founder of this Bitcoin, and he was a founder. And after 2010, he was vanished from the face of the earth. Nobody ever heard about him again. But he was a founder of the Bitcoin. Number third is FBR. FBR has one of the world's largest Bitcoin wallet. So you can understand the seriousness of the Bitcoins or cryptocurrency in US. So US totally legalized the Bitcoins. You can invest in that, you can pay the money in that. Even their FBR department is one of the biggest vault unit for that. And many people, hackers, they try to get into this vault, but none of that ever get because now this Bitcoin is blocked up by the uh, blockchains, so none of that was able to go into. Anyways, then in 2016, this is a crazy level. Huh? What they do, they make a balloon or something like of a Bitcoin in a 3D form, and they send it into the space. So this is another amazing fact about the Bitcoin. James Howard, in 2013, he accidentally threw away many millions of his Bitcoin, which was in the news at the time. In 2015, only 802 people of IRS told that the IRS about their Bitcoin income. So you need to declare your income because you have to declare in your income return what is the how many assets you have in the assets. Uh, in 2005, only 800 people declared their income along with the Bitcoin salaries. So when they say how much Bitcoins you have in your asset, only 800 people tell. Whereas this is kind of funny because we have not even million, billions of users of Bitcoin, but none of those actually declare because they have this ghost accounts. They make account and you can chase them out. You will never chase them out where they belong. Then the last fact is about the China. China is the biggest user of the Bitcoin, of the cryptocurrency. China own about 60% of the Bitcoin, which is really big money, really, really big money. If today China convert all their Bitcoins into USD, American dollar, I think in the market we will be running out of USD. If today China do this one, they can increase the demand of USD within a blink of a second. So whenever there is a trade war happening between, and it is still happening between China and America, this is the cutting edge that China has is Bitcoin, because at any time of the war, they can convert, they can hold the demand and supply of USD because you can exchange bitcoins to USD within a second. And people love to buy from them. So America biggest threat is that the China is the one who's holding 60% of the bitcoins. Okay, these are the few facts. Now let's talk about the regulation authorities. There are a few regulation authorities which regulate the bitcoins. Sorry, cryptocurrency. The first one is the Internal Revenue Service, which I already talked about. Only 802 people in 2005 declare that they have bitcoins. They are the one who's a regulator. So if a currency wants to enter into Indonesia, they have to go through some of the authorities' permission. Among that is the Internal Revenue Service. The second is the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. We call it FinCEN. So they are just like a Security Exchange Commission, but kind of a digital one. And of course, your own Security Exchange Commission of every country. They are the one where we need to invest for. Next is the Commodity Future Trading Commission. So these are the basically four authorities, which we need to focus on when cryptocurrency wants to enter into Indonesia. They have to take a permission from all these four authorities, and then they are eligible to work in any country of the world. Now let's talk about the regulations. In the regulation, today I'm very interested to know from you, from the moderator, and from the MC is Toto Crypto. Toto Crypto is the very first currency which entered Indonesia. And I'm very surprised to know they are the organizers. Even I'm really impressed to know they are the organizers. So they were founded in 2008. Toto Crypto in 2008. They are backed up by two major cryptocurrencies like Binance and QCP Capital at the time when they were in Indonesia. If they are listening to me, I can understand they have a very hard time when they start working in Indonesia, because you guys you are still really, really strict about the rules and regulation about cryptocurrencies. So thumbs up to Toko Crypto that you have done a good job. You have introduced in Indonesia. Otherwise, maybe no other currency will take this courage and go through all the requirements of Indonesia.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we have someone over here now. So you guys done a good job. You take a permission from Ministry of Trade at the time and get regulated, and that's amazing. That's really amazing. So that's being said, now a little bit facts about the cryptocurrency. Toko Crypto at that time when they were launched into the market, they offered around 200,000 people were offered Currently, we are saying they offer almost 4.2 million USD, which is a big money when they were launched. And it was amazing. I was in a closed loop as a researcher. I was in a closed loop, like what your CEO say, because your CEO is very solid. His statements and his things are the one, or his leadership is the one who is taking the crypto to this level. So around when they started in 2008, around 200,000 people invested. They invested 4.2 billion in the market. They said that crypto premium site it holds approximately 1 billion worth of the crypto coins and has 800,000 people, and its claims to acquire a new user every 5 seconds. So that was really fast in 2008. Huh? Like from every 5 seconds. Since I'm talking for last 15 minutes. You can imagine how many seconds there will be. So every 5 seconds, you claim that you will have a new user, and you really did it. You get this amount from 200,000, and currently we have 4 million users of cryptocurrency, and all credit goes to Coco Crypto because they were the founder in Indonesia. Then some other facts about the Coco Crypto. I really don't know that Coco Crypto is the organizer for today's conference. Otherwise, I know then they already shared this information, I think. They use a decentralized finance program such as token, because when we talk about the companies, they offer initial public stock. When we talk about cryptocurrency, they offer a tokens, the token system, the coin system, initial coin offering. So when they offer a coin offering to the public, it is considered as IPO. So in our case, the IPO is different. It is in our case means the cryptocurrency is different. In terms of a cryptocurrency, we don't call it IPO. We call it initial token offering, initial coin offering. That's a payment gateway between the creator and the audience. So this is the first one, which was offered in Indonesia context. Now, apart from crypto, we need to talk about how Malaysia has evolved since 2008 until now. Indonesia is slowly emerging as a hotspot for the crypto-related actions. They are gradually but surely reaching there. If the government data is an indicator, then the value of the crypto assets trading at the country is 64 trillion rupee in 2020. 64 trillion, wow. This is a big money. You can imagine that 64 trillion rupees you have in 2020 is kind of a market capital for SMEs in Malaysia, small and medium enterprise. If you gather their market capital, I think their capital value is less than what we have in 2020 in Indonesia. The first 2 months of 2020, the value of the cryptocurrency asset trading benchmark is reached 6 trillion rupiah mark. So the first 2 months, the January and February month in 2020, I observed that we have reached the maximum at that time. And it was a time when the COVID wasn't declared as a pandemic. So at the time, we have this scenario in Indonesia when cryptocurrency was rising and flourishing every second, even every second. Next is the number of cryptocurrency traders in Indonesia is estimated to be 4 million. That is a figure which is expected to grow potentially, given the country population is 275 million. Industry watchers predict. So some of the industry, even the total crypto and few more currencies which is available in Indonesia, they believe that this after even during COVID, it get more prominent. The users has already increased. I do not have the current figure, but this figure I taken from 2020 year data at the early of 2020 before the COVID, and out of this population, if you 4 million people already got it, it's big. I still remember when the Tokyo crypto was offered, which I discussed earlier. They start with 200,000 people are investors only. From that 2,000, 200,000, now it become 4 million. So there's a big bridge they have covered. And as the CEO of Tokyo Crypto claimed that we will increase the users, and they really increased the users during the last 2 years. And they claim that there will be a user in every 5 seconds. This has happened. This actually happened. Many people joined the cryptocurrencies as our investors. Now, one of the difference between the Indonesia and some of the other countries where the cryptocurrencies are considered as a value of trade, but not considered as a value of payment. The cryptocurrency is not recognized as a mean of payment yet in Indonesia, but treated as an asset, as a commodity on a future exchange. Means you can do the trading, but you actually cannot sell in the market. Like you cannot buy a Lamborghini in Indonesia with the help of cryptocurrencies. And I believe that since there is some positive movement in Indonesia, as a researcher, I believe that there is a fair chances that these cryptocurrencies will become a mode of payment in future. I cannot tell the time, but it will happen with the passage of time. Okay, then we have a statement from the CEO. I really like this guy, the CEO of the cryptocurrency. He is a true leader. He really take it from the very beginning in Indonesia, from 200,000 people, and he reached the maximum. And he said, back in when the cryptocurrency was offered, that was 2018. I'm saying that 2 years because he said 2 years time we will increase because we need to be profitable for at least more than 2 years before this move. We are already profitable now. The day they started in 2018, he said we predicted that in 2 years time we will get profitability. And of course, whenever you start a business, you start on a break-even point or even some loss. But the moment this cryptocurrency, Tokyo Crypto was offered in Indonesia, the CEO statement saying we don't need to wait for 2 years. We already a profitable organization from the day first. So our key focus in crypto is to grow the business further, expand our operations to more part of Indonesia, and make the crypto mechanism in this country. And they really streamline cryptocurrency and they put all the efforts to make it more regular. Again, thumbs up. Then talking about the cryptocurrency and Indonesia, again, they are still getting some consensus. They have some regulation and governmental oversights, which is going to be addressed. I'm sure that one day Indonesia become the strongest cryptocurrency market in the Southeast Asian region. And I'm really sure about it because they are more into digitalization. After the tourism, I think this will be the second biggest sector the government can take a benefit from. So any activities regulating the cryptocurrency in Indonesia is heavily regulated, means they are under a very big regulations. And the Indonesian Community Future Trading, and this is the regulation authorities. You have, sorry, my Bahasa or my Indonesian language is not so good. I cannot read that one, but this is the regulation authorities, and you know that they are cryptocurrency is heavily regulated because still we cannot find any payment move. Since the government is slowing but surely seeming to reaching to the development of cryptocurrency, Indonesian citizens are not counting to grow in regard of their interest and desire to invest in this currency. Now that time has long gone, where the people has to go to the stock market, pay some money, and then then they will open the account, and then that account needs to be linked with their bank account. Now everything is online. So you can just sit there, you have a debit card, you have credit card, you make an account on any of the cryptocurrency trading, and you can start trading immediately. So, but in Malaysia, in Indonesia, this is happening. We can still trade, although we cannot buy the things in cryptocurrency. The regulation to enable the proper legislation and oversights through the cleaning guidance is aiming to support demand of the cryptocurrencies in Indonesia. As all of our Muslims, I believe, inshallah, one day this will happen. That you guys are as much regulated as US. And that is the day when I say, yes, Indonesia has progressed a lot. Okay. It must be known that the government still standing some of the utilization as a payment. Again, they talk about the payment mechanism is still underdeveloping, and they prohibit you cannot buy something from the cryptocurrency. Yeah, you can only trade in that. So that being said, that is between Indonesia and cryptocurrency. So all the information I give you, maybe some of those are useful. And now let's move to the researcher point of view. I like to read some of the articles, recent articles, which I go through. They talk about the cryptocurrency investment and COVID-19. Okay. COVID-19 is the way to determine which of the cryptocurrency you should invest. Because if there is a volatility in the market or uncertainty in the market, then you know which currency is more stable at the time of crisis. So as I tell you, I did this analysis last night, and it is the day they were offered into the market till now. So first, I will read some of the literature about the cryptocurrency investment. The first one is that by the Glassers in 2014, they state that the cryptocurrency are mainly used as an investment tool. However, it is now used as a medium of exchange due to some big cooperation among the merchandise. So he actually did the study in US. So he's right, at his expect that development of the cryptocurrency has increased so far. Before that, it was only been traded, and now it is used as a payment mode. Moreover, the other users use the cryptocurrency as an instrument to raise capital by the corporation, which is referred to ICO, Initial Coin Offering. In when I was a student, 4 to 5 years back, we had this IPO. If there's some finance or accounting students sitting on here, they will concur with my concept. At the time, the IPO was very offered. What is IPO? It's an initial public offering. Now, what initial public offering is means when the company has begun, they will offer some of the stock to the public, and they will accept it. And how this is the starting of the company, how they will raise up their share. In order to raise their share, they offer the IPOs. Whereas if you talk about the Bitcoins, it is not IPO, it is initial coin offering. So we call it ICOs. So when a new cryptocurrency comes into the market, they offer ICOs. So there are a lot of studies you will find how the ICO is affecting the stock price of that particular cryptocurrency. As I tell you, there are 5,300 something cryptocurrencies available. When they offer the ICO, their price of the stock fluctuates. And this is very interesting to know as a researcher or as an investor, that how the ICO is actually fluctuating the prices of other stocks also. So when a new cryptocurrency comes to the market, the price of other existing cryptocurrency increases or decreases. There are a lot of studies which related to this topic. I'm not going to spend too much time on this topic, but I think there can be a special speech on this topic, how the ICOs are affecting the existing cryptocurrencies. So this is another aspect of the cryptocurrency. Then the separate investment decision, they require to identify the market structure and its efficiency. Efficiency and market structure, whenever the efficiency comes from the Nobel laureate former French paper in 1970 come up, how the market is more efficient, less efficient, inefficient, a moderate, maximum, and minimum efficiency in the market. So what they decide? They say the efficient market hypothesis proposes the price fluctuated available in the information in the market, while behavior finance theory suggests that the psychological factor play an important role in determining the price. What that means? By the way, this study was happening in 2015 and 17. This is the guy who offered the study on the market. So you can see cryptocurrency has taken all the theories or all the behavior from the actual stock market. So in the stock market, if something happened, there's a change, exchange, the stock market is efficient, it becomes inefficient. So they are following the same model on the actual stock market. So the cryptocurrency is just like mirror where you can see yourself in the stock market. So there are two theories. One say behavioral theory, another say is market efficiency theory, where this discuss about the different behavior. We believe that as a researcher, many of us believe that the market of cryptocurrency is efficient because all the prices reflect all the variable information in the market. So this is an important thing to understand. When the market is efficient, it means anything you do, it will be immediately reflecting in the prices of the stock. One of the guy he said that the the Twitter, the Twitter, or the Instagram of the CEOs of different cryptocurrencies also affect the market. So if we talk about the CEO of the Coco Crypto, if he tweets something, it will reflect the price on their shares, on their market in the online platform. Another is Madham back in 2000 state that information efficiency of the market as well as the information structure play an important or significant role in the price formations. Next is there are two studies in 2018 that happened that assert the price of the information in the cryptocurrency are inefficient. They consider that it is an inefficient market, which means the cryptocurrency market is considered inefficient in terms of the reflection of the price on the stock. So again, here they say that the prices, the cryptocurrency's prices in the market, the everyday price, even every second price, it changes with the change of any new information. So the existing price do not incorporate all the factors, so they are inefficient. What inefficient market is highly volatile. Therefore, the researcher paid attention to the study of volatility in cryptocurrency market. This is important because currently every market is volatile because of COVID-19. After the COVID-19 had been introduced and declared as an international pandemic, every market is become volatile, and there is no evidence we have that anyone say that cryptocurrency market is not volatile during COVID. So all of us believe that there is a high level of fluctuation which exists between the volatility of the market and the COVID-19. So 2016 say that, example, they compared the Bitcoin volatility with VIX index. That's a volatility index by US. They will tell how much risk that much exists in the market. They found a negative association between the Bitcoin and VIX, means that if the Bitcoin increases, there is a decrease in the risk, or that there is a less risk which is available in the Bitcoin market. So what they found that the Bitcoin market is very stable, they have less volatility as compared to any other market, and that was evidence back in 2016. But since 2020 again come up, the things really start getting changed. We don't have any control on the market after the COVID-19. I'm sure if the same guy do the study now, he will find there's a high level of volatility. One of my recent paper which I published, that's about volatility in Bitcoin and volatility in American stock market, New York stock market, and China stock market. So I find due to COVID, the volatility exists throughout every market we possibly have. Now, some of the interesting studies, they have measured the Bitcoin popularity by measuring the increase of number of tweets. This is a thing which is very interesting. There is a thing called Google Trends. Google Trends is basically show a graphical representation of a Bitcoin showing that how that will increase or decrease. Many of the users believe on that so far and invest accordingly. But now we believe that instead of Google Trend, the number of tweets really matter. How many tweets by a CEO of a company affect the existing price or the volume of the cryptocurrency. So they use Arch-Crush model, linear and non-linear both, Arch causality model, and then found that the number of tweets is significantly driven with the next day trading volume. So today is 10th July. If the CEO of a cryptocurrency do a tweet today on 11th July, it will reflect or start affecting the prices or the opening volume of the particular cryptocurrency of Bitcoin. Then some of the other related literature is a high volatility requires accurate forecasting of the model. I give you this slide maybe after this presentation. I think the literature clearly few things that Bitcoin was very good. Bitcoin market, sorry, the cryptocurrency market was very good before the COVID. It was very stable. It has less volatility, and we like to invest there because we think the the cryptocurrency is a safe haven. Safe haven as investment means you are okay to invest in that particular commodity, and it will not get affected. And there are numerous, I think almost hundreds of papers so far, which discuss which of the cryptocurrencies considered as safe haven. And they also compare the cryptocurrency with the gold price, with the silver price, and with the USD, with the treasury bills, and think which of the investment is better when we are investing during the time of COVID. So you can find there's many researchers who say Bitcoin is better as a safe haven. Somebody say the gold is better. A recent study by Robert Puff, he's the editor in a corporate journal of financial letters, and he say that his study say that the Bitcoin is not a safe haven asset. You cannot invest Bitcoin or any other investment of cryptocurrency during the COVID-19. We should take it to the other assets. Like his study say that the 3 months treasury bills, the US treasury bills are the best commodity you can find. Then there's some evidence which is given that there are some victims during the COVID. There are some attacks on the blockchain of the cryptocurrencies, and they investigate and they find that there are some cyber attacks on the blockchains, which cost them a lot of 330,000 USD during the COVID because of this cyber attacks. So the blockchains has been violated because there are a lot of cryptocurrencies available, and it is very hard to manage all of them. This is a study in the COVID pandemic has significantly negatively impacted the performance of the hedge funds. Then they compare the normal hedge funds with the cryptocurrency hedge funds, Bitcoin one, and they say that the COVID pandemic did not affect the relation between the cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency hedge funds and both the Bitcoins and the Ethereum. So this is a study which is very interesting that COVID haven't affected anything in the cryptocurrency. Many studies say yes, they do. So you can find that more or less there is an issue whether or not cryptocurrency is a best investment, or if this is the best investment, then among all this cryptocurrency, which investment I like to do. So I will spend next 20 minutes on my test, which I did it last night. Uh, First of all, how you can do the investment. There is a stock market in Jakarta, Jakarta, sorry, yeah. My pronunciation in both sides very good, sorry. So you can take a cash, you can make your bank account, you can pay them by Easy Paisa or any other money. You just need a wallet to open an online application, and you can start doing trading, and you can buy currencies like Ethereum or the Bitcoin. Now, my philosophy or my thoughts about how you can invest is via two ways. As an investor, you like to see which of the currencies, cryptocurrency, has more return, and which of the cryptocurrency has less risk. So if you can find this best combination between the risk and return, you like to invest that, where you can get more return with a less risk. So especially during this time of pandemic, it is very much important. And this is the grounding of my study or my findings, which I will show you today, that they provide that which this theory, there is a theory for that, a trade-off theory that will show the risk and return combination. You need to make sure that your return is more and your risk is less whenever you are investing in any of the cryptocurrencies. So first is the graphical representations. Just a minute. So first is a Bitcoin chart. This is a Bitcoin chart. I like to take your intentions over here. You start from 2013, and you can see the fluctuation in the Bitcoins. I highlighted that area which belongs to the COVID-19. So the COVID-19, you can see the fluctuation in Bitcoin is a lot. There's a whole mountain of exchange. So there's a highly volatility. Volatility is a symptom of a risk. So if you ask me as an investor, if you ask me whether I should invest in Bitcoin, I will say if you want to take a risk, then risk is all yours. Because currently, as per my calculations, Bitcoin is highly volatile cryptocurrency. You can see the graph. Next is return. Return is always because it is in USD, so they do not show fluctuation. This graph is taken from the coin market. All the graphs are taken from the coin market cap. You will not see too much fluctuation because they are because they are trading in USD, so it's a conversion rate which is not showing actual picture. Next is Ethereum, one of the famous in the cryptocurrency. In the Ethereum, you can see during the COVID, when the COVID started, the graph are showing a peak in every aspect. So there is an increase in the graphical representation. You can see there is a highly volatility available in Ethereum. And more or less, you will find the same in other currencies. So I will show you a few more currencies. That is Venus. Venus coin, they are also showing huge volatility, especially it start happening from the 1st January until now. So last 6 months was very heavy for the Venus. And before that, they were going smooth. And you can see one of the change in the starting point. The starting point is different from one to another. The reason is very simple because some of the currencies was introduced later. Bitcoin was introduced the very first one, so it has a more useful life than the other one. Then you have a Cardano. Cardano is considered as fluctuated in last 3 months, just like Ethereum, but it has this fluctuation the day it was started. So they have this experience from the past, how to deal with that in the future. I think this is my perception, because they deal this fluctuation when they open, and until now, since 2018 until now, they have done a good job.
Good.
Then we have Dogecoin. Dogecoin show a fluctuation in the last 2020 until now. Then we have XRP chart. XRP chart is showing the fluctuation throughout until before and during the COVID, even 3 years before the COVID. From 2018 until now, this cryptocurrency haven't been stable so far. Even before COVID, they were more volatile and exposed to the market than during COVID. So USD coin chart, they were a little bit more stable because they are supported with the USD, and the currency is in USD. They have the fluctuation throughout the years until before the COVID. But we cannot say anything about this currency. This is very young. This is emerging. They started business in January 2019. So I cannot predict that how they will behave in COVID because they were born in COVID. Then Polkadot, again, I make the whole chart as the red one because all this currency was introduced in September 2020. That was the time when the COVID was there. But it is one of the top 10 currencies in the coin market cap.com. UNICEF also introduced during the COVID period, so we cannot tell how they will do without COVID. Now, what I do, I gather the data from 2013 until today. I gather the data from the coinmarket.com. I take the daily data from all the currencies. I take the top 10 cryptocurrencies data from the market.com. Then I clean it because there was some extreme value. You need to either take a log of it, sorry, or you need to vinsorize the data. I go for the vinsoration because vinsoration will give you more clean data with the outlier excluded. So it will help me to exclude the outliers. I use a very basic, very basic regression model where I check the risk and the performance of all the cryptocurrencies. And my independent variable is my COVID. Then I control for a year effect. And just a second. How I determine the risk? The risk is basically, I take the daily data of every cryptocurrency. I check their maximum value with the lowest value. Every day they give you the maximum and lower. So if you take the difference, that span is considered as a risk because that showed a volatility between two values. And the performance, just like you check the performance of any stock market, that today value is divided by the last year value -1, and you get some sort of a percentage of difference or increase or decrease from the last day value till today. So I gather all the cryptocurrencies, top 10, and I do the risk and the performance analysis because we believe that if a cryptocurrency has a less risk and that cryptocurrency has a more performance, then we will like to invest in that cryptocurrency. For the COVID, there are many dummies you can take, proxies you can take. Here I take a dummy, I create a period because we have a period from 2013 until today. Today is whatever the date is. So I create a COVID dummy based on 2020 because COVID started affecting the market from 2020. I give a value of 1 to this period, and I give a value of 0 to all the previous observations. This practice I have done using my own 3 papers, which I recently published. You can create a dummy for a time for the COVID, and you can check the effect of the time COVID on the risk and the performance of different cryptocurrencies. For the control, I use the time effect, means I control the other year effect for that model. So these two are my basic baseline model, which I will show you the results of. First, the sample distribution. you can see the number of years start from 2013 till 2021, and the data is till last day, I think, till last day, till 7 till 9th July. So you can see few of the cryptocurrencies. This cryptocurrency, they start from 2013. So we have the observations from 2013, whereas the threatened Ethereum, they started both in 2015. Then Binance and Cardano, they started in 2017. USD Coin, Polkadot, UNICEF, even these two are very unusual. They started during the COVID period of 2020 and 2021. So actually, if I want to check the effect of these two currencies using the COVID period, I cannot in the regression model because they start actually during the COVID period. USD coin, they started from 2018. You can see the number of observations. I have total number of observation of 17,532. So this is a sample distribution. Next is a regression result for this. Let's see which one of these assets are highly volatile and which of these assets is less volatile. So we find the Bitcoin is highly volatile with extreme number of values. Tether also, Ethereum also, Venus also. So all the currencies are considered as a risky investment because all of them are significant. All of them has a good coefficients. But if you ask me to select, I will say the Cardano, Dogecoin, XRP, USD coin, and Tether. The Tether, Cardano, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, XRP, and USD, they have less risk as compared to the other coefficients. So, meeting our first criteria, which of the currency has a less risk? I think these 4 to 5 currencies has less risk as compared to the rest of the 6. Now, let's talk about the performance, which is more important. We find that none of the stock market cryptocurrency has performed good as than Cardano and Dogecoin. These two are the one which has some significant performance, positive performance, as compared to any other. So any other performance, you might find a positive sign, but they are not significant. Some of the negative sign even. So we do not like to invest in those kind of currencies which do not perform well. So we need some investment back. So according to my maths, Cardano and Dogecoin are the good investment because they have a good performance and they have a less risk. Okay, moving further, I do a placebo effect. What is a placebo effect? This is a term we taken from the medical science. What this will do? What I do, I have a COVID-19 period as a dummy where I give a value of 1 when the year is 2020 or 2021. And to the rest of the years, I give a value of 0. So in this placebo effect, I thought that maybe the performance is changed because of change in financial year rather than the COVID. It might happen, right? That some of the currencies was not doing good even before the COVID period. So I replace the COVID dummy from 1 or 0 and give 2019 and 2018 and call this is a COVID month. This is a COVID. Give them value of 1 and to other 0. To the rest of the year 0, but give this value of 1. So I call this a COVID and I find the results of the race. There are some negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, which is normal. This happened in the race format. Next is, so when we change the year from COVID to 2019, It shows the market actual position, so there is no effect. We can find an insignificant effect, no effect if we change the year, because there is some negative also. Risk cannot be that negative. When we see the actual picture over here, you can see all the risks are positive because COVID is increasing the risk. But when we talk about we change the year to 2019 and create a dummy, we find some positive and negative. So it shows that a true picture of the market, that if we change the number of year, if we change the proxy of COVID from 2021 and 2022 to 2019, the results become insignificant. So a placebo effect support our proxy for COVID. Next, we do the same for the performance, and we find some significant and insignificant results, which shows that if we change the year, if we go from 2018 to 19, it does not matter. The only thing that matters is COVID is the one which is affecting the stock markets. COVID. COVID period is the one which is creating this fluctuation, not the other. So this validates our proxy. Conclusion. Since I need to come up with a solid conclusion, I will say and give a award to Cardano and the Dogecoin. These two performed well. Their return was okay. They have a risk and return also, but at least they have some return with a very minimal risk. And last night when I was doing this all maths, I want to get this picture from the Google. So when I was Googling, I come up with the news, and I was very surprised to know that my results corroborate with the results on the online. So you can go to this website. This article is published on 6th July by somebody, by some Sam Doggin. And he also say that the Dogecoin and Cardano is the one which is take over the Bitcoin. BTC is a Bitcoin because these two currencies are more stable. And he said that the Bitcoin, so-called the kings of the cryptocurrencies, has seen its property decline in US base and by overtaking last 12 months data. And they check the volatility and few more things. Maybe their methodology is different than mine, but he and me both come up with the same conclusion that these two cryptocurrencies are the best to invest. So far, if I give an overall view, we talk about the introduction of the cryptocurrency, the regulation of the cryptocurrencies in Indonesia, and then we talk about literature, empirical result, and then I conclude that Cardano and the Dogecoin are the best cryptocurrency to invest in. Thank you. Thanks a lot for listening. Over to you.
All right. I'm stunning to see the result of your research, sir. It was amazing. It was started from 2013 until now.
Yeah.
And thank you so much to Mr. Dr. Kakanaja for giving us such informative and interesting presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, now we come to the next session, which is question and answer session. And I would like to take 3 questions from the participant. And the rules for the session is please raise your hand. So I will choose one of you to unmute the mic. And also, please don't forget to open your camera. So for participant, if you have a question, please raise your hand. All right, so for the participant, if you want to ask a question, please raise your hand. So I will choose one of you. There is a button feature in this Zoom session, guys. You can raise your hand. Oh yeah, sir. There is one question from our participant just now when you have a presented. The question is from Agatha. So the question is, should crypto be one of the legal money, like current monetary form?
I think I already gave the answer during my presentation that even I use the word of inshallah that one day it will happen, but currently in Indonesia it's not happening. It already happened in America. I give you an example of Lamborghini. If you want to buy a Lamborghini, you just go there with your bitcoins and you can buy a Lamborghini. So one day it will happen, but it's not happening right now. In Indonesia, you are progressing gradually, and I'm pretty much sure that if you invite me after 10 years, I will tell you this. Okay, I will use cryptocurrency to pay some money, even pay my pizza. So this will happen, but maybe in 10 years time, but not now. Not now. In Indonesia, not now. In US, yes.
Maybe I can add on this. So actually, like for crypto wise, like what Dr. Najib say, right? Currently in a lot of countries and including Indonesia, payment with crypto is not yet allowed. But actually there's a hybrid to it, which is the central bank digital currency, which is the government bringing the money, the currency, the local currency onto the blockchain wise. I think China has already done it. Indonesia currently there has some discussion about it, and I think a lot of like the other Asian countries are also discussing about like having this central bank digital currency. And some countries they are actually designing it to be actually on the public blockchain so that it can actually be tradable or interactive with like other blockchain like Ethereum or like other like maybe Cardano or those. So these are something that we can look forward to maybe in the shorter terms.
All right, thank you, sir. And then there is a second question from our participant, from Johannes Yusuf. Sir, how we can convince people that the CM is safer for them to invest, and also the government we can protect us if something happened? For Mr. Dr. Silakan aja.
Sorry, the CM
Please.
stand for crypto money.
CM maybe.
It's a crypto money, I think. Huh?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And also the government, we can protect us if something happens. Actually, I think better the administrator over here, the Toko Crypto representative, can reply it better. But in my thoughts, because I'm not in close touch with the Indonesia as much they are, but I can answer to that to some extent that there are many attacks, cyber attacks on the cryptocurrency blockchains, and actually many currencies was outdated or thrown out because they have a weak blockchain system. And even in US, the government did not protect them. In US, where they are totally legalize it, and if there is a blockchain violation or your key, the key they use to enter the system, if somebody hacked it, they will not help you out with that. Now, maybe they investigate it, but they will not pay you at full. Second, how to convince the people that the CM is actually with these kind of seminars, we can promote it. We can spread the awareness that the cryptocurrency is a safe money to invest. And also, if there is an advertisement on your social media, it will be far better. And today, the Togo Crypto has taken a very good initiative to organize this conference and spread this awareness that yes, this is a safe investment. And with a very less money, you can start this investment, And this is the way I think you can promote using the conference and social media and convince the people that this is a safe investment.
Yeah, maybe I can add on a bit also. So like definitely, yeah. For education wise and like having your own research is one way of like ensuring that you are safe from crypto investment. But another way now actually Toko Crypto and other exchanges in Indonesia is doing is like to actually collaborate with Bapepti to come out a list of like approved cryptocurrency to be traded within Indonesia exchanges. So if you take I think you can just Google online. There's currently there's like 200 or 300 cryptocurrencies that is actually reviewed and approved by the local exchanges and Bapepti. So maybe like for you guys, right? If you guys like want to have something that's more safe and more like lesser risk, right? You guys can start with those cryptocurrency that's already on the list. So basically, like for Bapepti wise, right? They have like this list of criteria and matrix, right? That the exchanges will work together with them to fill up for the different tokens that's on the market. And if the scoring is above the approved scoring, that is only allowed to be listed on the local exchanges.
All right, thank you, sir. And then there is so I remind you guys again, if you want to ask a question, please use the raise hand button. And there is one of our participant, Rahmat Ramadan. For Rahmat Ramadan, we please you to unmute the mic and then don't forget to open the camera.
Okay, thank you very much for opportunity for me. My name is Rahmat. I am from Magelang, Central Java. I want to ask to Mr. Han, what is project or technologies behind the coin, Tether, Ethereum, Binance, Cardano, XRP, USDC, Polkadot, and Uniswap? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rahmat Ramadan. So for Mr. Dr. Kakanaja, we please you to answer the question.
I love to answer the question, but when you asked the question, there was some interruption. I understand the first part and the last part of the question, not the middle one. Sorry, can you repeat the question, please? Or I will ask the moderator to repeat if she understands.
Sorry for Rahmat Ramadan. Could you mind
Yes.
to repeat the question?
Because there was
Okay.
some interruption in your internet when you were asking the question. Sorry for the botheration.
Okay, I want to repeat my question. What is project or technologies behind the coin, Tether, Ethereum, Binance, Cardano, XRP, USD coin, Polkadot, and Uniswap? What is fundamental from that coin?
What's the fundamental between the currencies you say and the difference between the Bitcoin?
Yes.
That's the difference. Okay. So the major difference which I find is the age. They are really young and they just emerging in 2000. Let me see my slides. In 2000, just a second now. Because memorizing all the currencies with their date is 2015 to onwards, whereas the Bitcoin is considered as the founder in the cryptocurrency in terms of because they were offered very earlier. They are still emerging, they're still learning, and in terms of the terminologies, they take over the market very soon, although they were young, because they are considered more reliable. Because there's, if you follow up the Dogecoin or Cardano, you will find their CEOs and they're very solid people who is working on this constantly on these cryptocurrencies. And as I say before, and I'm saying it again, this is a digital world and Twitter really matters. So many CEOs, they tweet, consider more reliability as compared to the others. So the image of the leader matter, which is one of the factors which is flourishing this new cryptocurrencies as compared to even the Bitcoin. And I will also ask the Toko Crypto represented over here to add something in there. Does this answer your question?
Sorry for Rahmat Ramadan,
Yes.
is it answer your question? Is it clear enough?
Okay, enough. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, your audio is
Oh,
not.
sorry, sir. All right. Thank you so much for participant for a great question, and also we would like to hear the closing statement from our speaker for today. For Mr. Dr. Kakanaja, we please you to give a closing statement.
Well, I haven't prepared anything for that, but I will say that this is simply to confirm that I'm really honored to speak at this first Sriwijaya International Economics Summer School for this topic of Bitcoin investment. I always was into Bitcoin investment in terms of research and in practical also. If you take my words, this is very safe investment. You can have a very good money while you do the investment in this kind of a currencies. Any one of us who just simply know some of the econometric terms can understand which currency is going good or bad. You don't need, this is not a rocket science. Of course, yeah, with the passage of time, your knowledge will increase and you know how to invest in the Bitcoin and which investment is considered safer investment. I especially like to thank Dr. Izan for the invitation for this conference. Actually, he and me are a co-speaker during this week in a Sriwijaya Tanjungpura Summer Conference. And I'm really inspired from the arrangement from this conference. The conference is well organized, despite having very large audience. MashaAllah, it is well organized. And in the end, I like to appreciate being asked for the speaker and looking forward for the second Sriwijaya International Economic Summer School. Thank you for this opportunity. I really enjoy meeting new people and hearing for their reactions for my ideas. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dr. Kakanaja, and thank you so much for the informative and interesting presentation. And thank you for all the participants for very active participation. And finally, the next agenda will be led by MC for Sharifa. We please you.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Zulhija, as the moderator, and also Mr. Dr. Kakan Najaf for giving us insightful presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda for today, there will be take a photo session together. Maybe for the audience to be on campus because we will hold a photo session as the documentation, which will be taken over by IT team. Thank you. Okay, for the audience, are you ready to take photo session together? Okay, and now I will start with slide 1. Okay. Next slide. Okay. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, I think it's enough for today. Thank you very much for audience who already on cam. Now move on to the next agenda. There will be award certificate to our first speaker on today, Mr. Dr. Kakan Najaf by Vice Dean of Economic, Universitas Sriwijaya. Please, Mr. Azwardi.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As Vice of Dean, I submit your certificate as participant in this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Okay, once more, thank you very much to Mr. Dr. Kakanaja for providing material on today's webinar. Now we will return the next event to the moderator.
All right, thank you, Sarifa. So before we jump to the next session, let us watch the video from our sponsor today. So for IT team, we please you to play the video.
Let's talk about money. It is a tool that has been at the heart of human development. I believe that the growth of crypto economics will be even better in Indonesia with the support from government and the people. As we tackle bigger and a complex problem like world poverty, climate change, we have to ask, what more can money do for us?
Indonesia is the fourth most populated country in the world. Our population is equivalent to 3.5% of the total world population in 2020. And that means that there's 270 million potential digital wallets having access to financial services. All we need is a mobile phone. Crypto will transform how our 1.1 trillion GDP interacts with the global market.
So Toko Crypto is actually in a very unique positioning, right, where we can combine the benefits of both CFI, DeFi, merchant, and offer a solution to the Indonesian market. So what we want to build is an Indonesia strategy for the Indonesian, where this solution, right, will be able to reach out to everyone in the country. On top of just financial service, what we hope to achieve this is also like on other areas such as like supply chain management, privacy, data protection, and also like artworks through like the form of NFTs, which is one of the hottest topic in the blockchain industry. So by building on Binance Smart Chain, this will help us to realize numerous potentials that we can achieve through the blockchain technology, and hopefully to build a one and only digital economy for Indonesia.
Toko Crypto aspires to elevate Indonesia's status into a superpower nation, and crypto is a powerful tool. It is a democratizing force that propels us and will level the playing field. Toko Crypto's foundations as a financial enabler in Indonesia are grounded in 4 stable pillars: our credits with the regulators, our support and rapport with the government, our backing from world-class partners, and our loyal customer base.
We strive to be Indonesia's first. We continue to pivot as Indonesia's first while putting Indonesians' interests first. We are the first exchange in Indonesia to be licensed by Bapepti, the first to chair the Indonesian Blockchain Week, and now will be the first to release or launch Indonesia's first token. Like when Apple invented the iPod and the iPhone, or when Tesla paved the future for electric cars, same with TKO. The first puts us in a very unique position to shape the financial landscape, creating business opportunities through wallet digitalization. We're connecting the 4th most populated country in the world to the rest of the world.
People need to see crypto asset or cryptocurrency as just an investment tool. Government, NGOs, and private sector companies are recognizing the potential of DeFi and blockchain technology to improve the trust, transparency, efficiency, and legitimacy. Our next goal is to engage with a local stakeholder in delivering a project that solves real issue in the market. Shifting to people join in the world of crypto ecosystem to fund each other and to motivate each other. We will realizing an economy for betterment and impactful for society.
I think that crypto, especially CFI and DeFi, will steer our economy for the better of the people. In the same way that we cannot live without emails today, once we were also skeptical and distrustful. CFI and DeFi will definitely become as intrinsically integrated into our finances and businesses. But one day, it will become universally accepted, yet invisible, empowering us as a tool. And that is why, in order to make that happen, we believe that trust is our most valued currency.
All right, let's begin our next session of ICSS for today with a great speaker, Mr. Chung Ying Lai. Let us greet him first. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, doing fine. Glad to be here on a Saturday morning to share my expertise.
Yeah, I hope you're always in good condition, and it's been pleasure to meeting you, sir. So,
Same here.
guys, let us read the CV from our speaker for today, Mr. Chung Ying Lai. Mr. Chung Ying Lai, commonly addressed as Mr. Ying, has graduated from National University of Singapore, Faculty of Engineering with first class honor in 2015. He served as Chief Strategy Officer of currently Toko Crypto. Mr. Ying has been active investor in crypto industry since 2016, and in 2018, he joined Toko Crypto as the Business Development Director to lead a new business expansion initiative of the company. Subsequently, due to his innovative ideas and detailed strategization, which play a big part in contributing to current success of Toko Crypto, he was the name of the CSO of Toko Crypto in middle 2020. Mr. Chung Lai also the chairman of InBlock Conference and Indonesia Blockchain Week (IBW), and IBW branding to become the most reputable blockchain event in Indonesia over the last 2 years. And also now, please allow me to welcome the speaker, Mr. Chung Lai, to deliver his presentation. For Mr. Ying, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Let me share my screen, yeah. Screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I think just now Dr. Najef have already give us like a brief introduction about who Toko Crypto is and what have we done over the last few years. Yeah. So let me just give a quick recap. So basically, Toko Crypto we are founded in 2018. So basically, our CEO, and me, we started this company early 2018 with the goal of actually making like cryptocurrency and blockchain technology available in Indonesia. Because I think during that period of time, right, there's only like 3 or 4 players in Indonesia that's actually like offering crypto exchange. So we identify the opportunity and actually like want to bring our expertise from Singapore to come here and actually educate the people here more about cryptocurrency and the potential that blockchain can bring. Then after that, in 2019, we became the first regulated exchange in Indonesia to fulfill the requirements of bubble tea. And after that, we even gotten like a few ISO certificates, like our ISO 27001 and our ISO 27017. And continue what we started 3 years ago. For until now, right, we have actually, I would say, like brand ourselves as like the education hub for cryptocurrency for all Indonesians. So if you guys like it's free, please join our webinar on 24th July. During there, right, we'll be covering about what our Q2 updates and the rest of the plans for the year to actually like what are our new initiatives that we will be presenting to the Indonesia market on how cryptocurrency and how they can actually use it within the society. So after that, let me give a brief introduction about our ecosystem. So like what you guys know, right? Toko Crypto, we started as an exchange. So what the exchange means is basically like you guys can deposit IDR and use the IDR balance to actually buy cryptocurrency and trade cryptocurrency. So currently we are available on both web and mobile on both Android and iOS app. And for us, because we are actually complied with all the compliance regulation, we are actually have the KYC requirement, which we partner with Peruri for the identity verification. And we are also registered on like the on Indonesia Clearinghouse for the commodity trading. Then earlier this year during April, we actually launched our own TKO token, which we want to use it to build the blockchain ecosystem of Indonesia. With the TKO token, right, we are aiming to do like charity through blockchain initiative, which we call TKO Care or TKO Charity. Our upcoming TKO DeFi project, which is something like a Pancake Swap or Uniswap or Bakery Swap, and our own TKO NFT marketplace in the coming months. So these these three are the first three blockchain initiatives that we are bringing to the Indonesian market using our TQO token. Then on top of that, right, we have various like outreach program. We've just now, like we mentioned, there's InBlocks conference, which is a physical conference, which we had done in 2018 and 2019. But because of due to the pandemic situation, we have to stop it, stop all the physical conference, and we make it into a more online focus, which that's why we have our Indonesia Blockchain Week, which is our annual conference of like a series of webinars, which we invite the different reputable speakers around the world in the blockchain space to actually share their insights to our Indonesian audience. Like I mentioned, upcoming 24th July, we'll be having our TQO Summit. And in near future, we'll be having our T-Hub, which is a physical space around Indonesia where people can just walk in and learn from our employees about what is cryptocurrencies and how can they kickstart trading cryptocurrencies. And other than that, we still have our social media from IG, TikTok, and Facebook. So like what Najef has mentioned just now, right? There's different name of how people call crypto asset. There's people call it cryptocurrency, people call it virtual asset, or people call it digital asset. But basically all of them, right, actually refers to the same thing. So the definition by FATF, right, which is one of the global financial organization, what they define here is that virtual assets actually any digital representation of value that can be traded or transferred or used for payment. So in this case, right, what they mean by virtual asset is also applicable to cryptocurrency by itself. So when you guys hear like all these different tones, don't be shocked or surprised. It actually refers to the same thing. So I think like what just now Najef haven't covered, I will emphasize more on this part more so that you guys understand why people feel that blockchain or cryptocurrency is actually very potential. So like you guys know, right, in the traditional system, right, everything is actually centralized. Like for example, Google, all their data is being stored in their centralized server. Facebook, all of them are being stored in centralized server. So basically it means like one person controls it, one company controls it all. And one thing is, right, if you think in terms of the security wise, right, basically any hackers who are good enough to hack their central server, they will be able to manage to change or modify all your personal data. So all this, you can like take a look at like what has happened in like, for example, the previous hacking incidents, like celebrities, their cloud drive being hacked and their data being stolen. So actually what blockchains offer, right, is actually a system that can avoid all these issues. So one thing is it is mutable. Basically, it means that it cannot be changed. So once you update a data or certain information onto the blockchain, right, this cannot be changed. Nobody can change it. So this is what it can actually offer and what it makes blockchain so valuable. And just now, like I mentioned about centralization, right? For blockchain wise, right, we uses a decentralized system. So basically, there's no one central controller. What I can explain here is like, if you guys have heard of the term mining, right, it actually refers to like different people offering their computer to become the server. So imagine instead of one big company having all the computer as their server, now decentralization of blockchain allows everybody or anybody in the world to set up their computer to be a mining machine or a server to help to contribute to store the data of blockchain. So basically, right, if the hacker want to hack and change the computer data, right, they have to hack more than majority, which is, if you guys have heard of it, the famous 51% attack, which means that for somebody to be able to change the data in the blockchain, they have to hack 51% of the computers that is offering as a server for this network. So this is actually what offers the value of the blockchain. And if you think about it, right, the larger the community, the more the miner is, right, the more secure the system is. This is why everybody is mentioning why Bitcoin is so potential, because Bitcoin supporters, right, and Bitcoin community is so big, right? There's hundreds of thousands of people mining Bitcoin, right, which is make it almost impossible for people to hack Bitcoin. Okay, then I mentioned next one is the limited supply. So basically, once a cryptocurrency is being created, right, it will be regulated by the algorithm. And most cryptocurrencies actually have limited supply, which means that once it's being deployed to the blockchain, deployed to the open network, right, nobody can change the supply anymore other than the algorithm by itself. So which is why, right, this create like a type of like a scarcity that's for the cryptocurrency market. So one example is like, for example, every time during crisis, right, the US market, they will print more US dollar so that they can pay back the debt, they can help, they can use as financial aid. But every time when people do that, right, when the government do that, right, the currency actually devalues. So this is why you have seen in like 2008 or 2009 when US tried to bail out a lot of the local companies from bankruptcy, right? They printed a lot of US dollar and the US dollar value actually drops a lot, which caused a lot of people to lose money because actually many governments in the world, right, they are keeping US dollar as like their country national reserve. So, but for crypto wise, right, nobody can print any more supplies, nobody can change it, which is another value feature that it offers to the community. And lastly, right, is I think one misunderstanding things that the public has actually been told is that blockchain is used for illegal activities. I would say yes, but that's because, right, nobody knows how to trace or know how to catch criminal using the blockchain technology yet. Actually, one major feature that is very hidden from or like not really being told to the public is that blockchain transaction, everything are traceable. So you can find transaction from 10 years ago and it's still available on blockchain and everybody can see it. So this is actually a very strong feature which that if it's properly developed, right, properly used, right, all financial criminals such as like money laundering or black market or criminal activities, all those can actually be traced and solved using this feature for blockchain. The only reason now is that the all these criminal activities still happen is because this system is so new and not many people actually know how to use it for like criminal investigation or like financial investigation yet. But definitely the space is catching up. There's a lot of the new this kind of compliance crypto company that's setting up using the blockchain feature for tracing criminal acts. So like I mentioned just now, right, the value that blockchain brings, right, is actually all the 4 features. And the security of all those 4 features, right, actually depends on the number of support of the community. So what we call the number of nodes or the number of miners supporting it, right, actually adds strength to the safety of the blockchain network. Like I mentioned, so imagine Bitcoin, now they have hundreds and thousands of miners or nodes. To be able to hack it, right, you need to hack thousands and hundreds of thousands of computers. But if you have another blockchain, like another token that is small, that maybe only have 50 nodes or 50 blockchain or 50 computer doing the mining, which means that they only need to hack 26 computers as compared to Bitcoin, they need to hack hundreds and thousands of computers. So this proportionate of the community support, right, actually adds value to how strong the network can be, which is why Bitcoin in what we call, right, Bitcoin is always the king in the crypto space is because of the kind of community support that they have gotten throughout the years that no other cryptocurrency can actually like win over. Okay, so now there is like a more specific kind of separating the different type of cryptocurrency. So it's like, for example, if you trade stock, within stock itself, there's like the oil and gas industry, there's the pharmaceutical industry, there's the like engineering industry. So like different industry that's being inside stock trading, right? So for crypto, it's also the same thing. So basically you can say that crypto will be categorized into 4 different categories: utility token, a asset-backed token, or what we call stable coin, security token, and currency token. So for a utility token, right, it means that tokens that can be used for certain function. So for example, like let me say like Ethereum token. So if you use Ethereum blockchain, the Ethereum has to be used to pay the gas fee or transaction fee or those. This gives the token actually a usage for what is it for. So it's like for our TKO token, our own Toko crypto token, our upcoming usage should be using it for the NFT marketplace and also using it for the DeFi platform and also our charity effort. So these are what we call utilities, which literally just means like usage of the cryptocurrency. What can this cryptocurrency be used for? Okay, then next is the stable coin, which is the asset-backed token. So what this means, right, is basically there's something backing the value of this cryptocurrency. So if you heard of Theta, which is USDT, what it means that is actually this company who created USDT, for every one USDT they created, they actually have one USD that's in their bank account deposited by some users. So the idea is that the user will be able to use this USD token, go to the company and ask them to give you the real US dollar. So it's basically why people need this is actually to facilitate trading, because in the olden days, right, like people used to trade pairings like BNB with BTC, BNB with ETH. It's like a crypto to crypto trading, which is causing like traders to be having a tough life because of both sides being volatile. So, and most people, they actually keep track of their portfolio using the real US dollar or like their own currency, which is why after that in 2016 or 2017, it creates a lot of demand for actually a stable coin, mainly to facilitate the trading problem and also for hopefully to solve, like to use it for future remittance. Okay, so for BIDR, which is like basically it's a stable coin that's backed by IDR asset. So basically it's 1:1. One BIDR is equivalent to one IDR. Then for digits wise, right, it's basically pegged to gold. So one digits token is equal to 1 gram of gold. So this is like help to allow people who actually interested in investing in gold, but they don't want the hustle of actually buying the real gold. So they can just go into the exchange, buy this digit token, buy this gold token, and they can have it. Like it's like equivalent for them buying the gold itself. Okay. Then now moving on to securities token. So what securities token means is actually like saham. So basically some ideas that people have in mind, right, is actually to put stocks on the blockchain, because this allow it to have a much efficient trading mechanism. Because currently, I think like in the stock market, you have your broker, you have the different processes required, right? And the different like licensing required. But if you put it on the stock on the crypto wise, right, it actually allow it to be traded at a more efficient and a more decentralized way, and also cheaper fees involved. So this is something that actually people has been looking at for like stocks. Then lastly, which is currency token. So basically this token is just purely for transferring value, which is like Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, the value is right, is that you can only use Bitcoin to transfer value. Like for example, if I owe you money, I send you Bitcoin. Or if like just now what is being mentioned, that Bitcoin is also acceptable as payment at different countries or different companies. So like this kind of currency tokens is mainly just for payment usage or transfer of value usage. Then now we're going into like some subcategory, right? Which is you see there's even more smaller categories. But all these smaller categories is actually coming from the big four categories that I mentioned here. So there's like tokens that are used for settlement like Ripple or Stellar. There's the exchange token, which is mainly being used. So exchange token is actually part of under utility tokens. So basically all this exchange token is being used for the exchange for like cheaper trading fees or like any other new products that this exchange will come up with. Supply chain token is also under utility token, which is basically they use it to track like shipping and shipment status, etc. for like a new shipping that the person delivered. So for example, if you buy something from e-commerce, you can see that some in the e-commerce, right, they actually updates you on where the item is, when is it delivered, which party is holding item now. So basically, actually, all these can also be using the blockchain and making it more efficient. And lastly, which is a privacy token, which is actually a kind of currency token. But basically, what it means that for the traceability wise, right, privacy token are the only tokens that you can't actually trace. So the algorithm actually makes it impossible to be traced, which is actually, that's why in a lot of countries, right, all the regulated exchange, they are not accepting this kind of privacy token because of the potential issue that they'll be using for the exchange by criminals. Okay, so like as I mentioned earlier, for cryptocurrency wise, right, it was first legalized by property in I think late 2018, and on 2018 they issued the first umbrella regulation stating that cryptocurrency is legalized for trading and as a commodity in Indonesia. Then it is only until 2019 then they officially like approve the legal exchanges in Indonesia, which Toko Crypto is currently the first one that time to receive this approval by Bapepti. And now after that, in last year, Bapepti also released another regulations about crypto exchange to the market. So actually now what is the regulation is moving towards, right, is that after releasing the umbrella regulation, right, the regulators are actually slowly releasing more and more regulation to address the different players in the market. So the first one that is being regulated are the exchange itself. Then now they are moving towards like custodian, like crypto custodian, crypto broker, etc. for regulation. So this is the direction that the regulation is currently moving at. So like I mentioned just now, in Indonesia, right, crypto asset or cryptocurrency is being considered as a commodity. So commodity is like your gold, your silver, your coffee, your rice. So all these are considered as part of a commodity market. So currently in Indonesia, right, the main regulator is still by Bapepti, because Bapepti is the main regulator for commodity trading. And Bapepti has been the one that's setting all the exchange rules, the custodian rules, etc. Then the next one, which is interested to take note, right, is actually PPATK. So PPATK is basically the financial regulator of Indonesia. What they do is actually to prevent people committing financial crimes like money laundering, like black market, like gambling, all this. So actually, right, what we are currently doing, Toko Crypto doing with PPATK, right, is we actually trying to use the blockchain traceability system, right, to find people who trying to misuse cryptocurrency or blockchain in Indonesia. So one partner that we're actually currently working with, right, is called Merkle Science. So basically, if you take a look at Merkle Science, right, what they can do is they can do tracing from the different cryptocurrency transaction in and out from the exchange. So we will know, right, okay, this person is sending cryptocurrency to a potential money laundering cryptocurrency wallet. This address is potentially sending this money to a gambling website. So from there, right, we will liaise with PPATK to actually generate the report and do investigation on seeing if this person is actually really committing the crime. And if he's committing a crime, right, we will hand over to PPATK for further investigation. And also the general like information technology and communication technology regulator, which is by ComCaminfo. So let's talk about like investing in cryptocurrency wise. So I would say that for cryptocurrency investment, there's two different strategies. Basically, it's short term or long term. So short term wise, what I mean here is actually more towards trading. Like just now, what Doctor mentioned, right, that the way he has been doing trading is actually a very advanced level of trading, which involve a lot of mathematics, which is, I would say, like towards the more advanced trader when they start to do a more in-depth trading style. But I think for you guys, right, if you guys just begin in starting to want to start trading in cryptocurrency, these are some of the things that you guys can use. It's like very simple as moving average. So basically moving average, right, is just a very simple idea that it's the average value of the past how many days. So basically it's like, for example, this line that you see on the left, right, actually means like, okay, maybe this is the value of the past, the average value for the past 10 days. So for today, I'll use the average value for the last 10 days. For tomorrow, the line will be used of the value of the 10 days from tomorrow. So basically, this allows it to have a more gentle trend. And a lot of traders actually have users like moving average as a simple way of indicating whether will it drop more or will it like rebounds back. So it's like you see some of the moving average that people use is like when it drop here, it start to rebound, it drop here, start to rebound, it drop here, start to rebound. So basically moving average is one of the famous indicator and simple indicator being used. After that, support resistance. So basically support resistance, it just means like at what price, right, will the crypto actually, so support is basically when the price drop, right, at what price will it stop dropping? And resistance, it just means when the price go up, right, when will it stop going up? So for example, if you take a look at this chart, right, okay, this price level is a support, this price level is a resistance, because every time the price go up to this price, right, it stop going up and go down. And this is the support. When it touch this, right, it go up again. So basically, these are simple support and resistance charting that you guys can take a look. And also one thing that's actually I personally use is Fibonacci retracement level. So basically, right, it's a combination of a bit like support resistance method. So basically what it does, right, is it uses like the different support resistance level, and it have a rating to it. And currently in cryptocurrency, right, the most I use is this 0.618 level. I think if you guys are interested in more in depth of this, right, you guys can just go to like Investopedia or like maybe tradingview.com. All these simple trading analysis, right, they actually have the explanation and have the tutorial there. You guys can learn more. And another one, which is also a simple one, is like relative strength index, or RSI in short. So basically this RSI, what it measures is just like, is the cryptocurrency overbought, or is the cryptocurrency underbought. So it means if it's being oversold, right, underbought, right, means that maybe it's time for you to start to buy in. It is being overbought, right, maybe the RSI is super high, right, means that people is buying too much. So maybe it's time for you to start selling. So usually I think the safe method is that you guys can try to combine 2 or 3 indicators as the measurement level. So it's like, okay, maybe for your moving average, you see, okay, now it's dropped till here, but is the RSI still high, or is the RSI low? If it's low, right, okay, maybe I can start to buy in. But if it's dropped here and the RSI is still very high, right, okay, then maybe you shouldn't buy in now. So these are some of the indicators you guys can use. And lastly, it's definitely the community hype. So in cryptocurrency, a lot of price is all driven by the hype. It's like Dogecoin or Uniswap, the time when it just launched, right? Dogecoin every day go up 100%, 200%. So all these are like due to a community hype, which like maybe famous figures like Elon Musk, they tweet about the coin, they show support. And a lot of the traders actually use this opportunity, right, to buy in the price and drive the price high. So this is something that actually need to be very careful. So if you are looking at like short-term trading, right, like maybe like within a day or within a few days, right, within a week, that kind of trading, right, this is something that you need to identify your buying point and when to take profit. Because basically, like if it goes up fast, it can also goes down fast. So this is something that you can actually profit a lot, but you can also lose a lot of money if you are buying purely based on the community hype. Okay, so this is what I will categorize as short-term investment or short-term trading for cryptocurrency. Then next is in terms of long-term wise. So this is a bit of different approach, like what Dr. Najaf method, where Dr. Najaf uses like more advanced like price trend, more advanced like algorithm or mathematics formula to actually gauge it. So something that can more easily to begin with, right, is definitely like the token matrix or the white paper. So basically, like token matrix is just like how all the cryptocurrency held by this company, right, is being distributed to the public. So for example, it's like if I'm not wrong, if I didn't remember correctly, right, didn't remember wrongly, right, Uniswap distribute 60% to the committee, which is actually a very high amount. So this means that actually the team, right, they are very community focused, and they hope that the community will help to support this project, which is to gain more community support. But there are some projects, right, who they actually allocate their team ratio very high. So I think like in the industrial standard, right, the common ratio for team is about 10 to 15%. So if you see people like allocating team allocation, like which is for their own team, like 40%, 50%, then these are something that you need to be more careful. So basically the team can control the token itself. Then after that, it's also locking period. So on top of like the 10, 15%, like I mentioned, is the industrial standard for like a team token, right? Locking period for the team is also important, because it's like, for example, maybe by the locking period, right, the team, they can only get their token 5 years later, 6 years later, 3 years later. So this kind of locking period actually shows how dedicated the team is towards the project. If you see like in a new project, right, that the team allocation will only be unlocked within a year, then there's something you need to be careful. Like, why are they unlocking in a year? Why do they want to take all their allocation within a year? Does that mean that they just want to faster cash out their token and get out of this project? Or do they really have some good reason that they want to take out the allocation within a year. So these are some questions that you need to ask yourself when you are reading the white paper. And also like token sales itself is very important because like we have seen cases in the cryptocurrency industry, right, where like for the private sales, right, some projects they give like 80% discount, 90% discount, and there's no locking period. Basically, all the private investors, right, they can sell their token the moment that the token is being listed, which cause like on the day itself, right, the token price, right, being dumped a lot, like below, even below the ICO price. So these are some of the questions that you can actually get out from the token matrix, and for you guys to ask the team itself, ask the token project team on why they are doing and deciding on this kind of like allocations. Then I think just now somebody mentioned about utility. Yes, utility is definitely important because basically, other than hype, right, in the future, right, what will help to maintain the demand or price of the token, right, is actually the utility itself. So for example, one good case is like Binance token. You can use it for Binance DEX, you can use it on Binance Exchange, you can use it on Binance NFT market, you can use it on so many places. So there's so many usage of the token itself. It definitely give like some reason of why people want to hold it. So same thing like what we want to do, right, for our TKO token, right? We want to use it, we want to have our own DeFi project, we uses TKO token. We want to have our NFT platform, we uses TKO token. We want to do charity with through TKO token. Basically, by exploring more use cases, right, this gives more reason and utilities for people to actually hold on to the token. So, and also basically, value proposition makes sense. So on top of just the number of usage people can use, right, does the usage actually make sense? Does this actually make you feel that there's a demand for people wanting to use the token in the near future? So maybe some projects, their idea is good, but this idea is too new in the industry that maybe the market is not ready for it, that maybe only 10, 20 years later, right, then the market is ready to use such technology. So this is something that you can also gauge yourself. Okay, maybe you think that this is a good future idea, but for now it's not. So that's why you don't think that current value proposition worth you buying the token now. But it's definitely worth visiting maybe later in the date or later in the years where the technology become more developed. And also one thing I think very prominent in Indonesia, right, is these are actually a lot of like the scam tokens, right, which promise really high returns. So it's like, so this kind of returns is not like saying the price go up 100%, 200%. These are like in the white paper, they themselves say, okay, you every day you'll receive 20% interest, 30% interest. So these are things that you guys need to take note of. If you see tokens, right, that they promise, so like for example, in the industry, right, staking is a very popular mechanism for people to like fixed deposit, something like that. But for staking, right, the market industry, right, is maybe 20 to 30% maximum for a year, 20 to 30% a year. But you suddenly see a project that offers like unknown, but yet they offer like 1000%, 400%, every day 10%, every day 20%. So these are something that you guys need to be very careful of. So basically, where does the token come from? Does these tokens come from them just giving a token, but the token is just for people to sell? Or is this really there's a real demand behind this token that allows the token to give you extra 30%, 30% every day? So these are questions that you guys need to be careful, especially in the Southeast Asia and Indonesia, right? This is a very common scam that we currently see in the market, which you guys really need to be careful of, which I mentioned, right? That's why if you guys are a bit new, you guys want to invest in cryptocurrency, at least start from the list that Bubble.T approve. At least those are being screened through by Bubble.T and the exchanges, and at least we know that it's not really that scam. Yeah, we can't guarantee it, but at least it's something that being reviewed. Okay, yeah, we agreed that this might not be a scam. This should be inside the listing exchange. At least start from there if you guys are new to the industry. Then also leadership is important. So basically it's like how experienced are those people leading the team. Maybe it's suddenly this guy just suddenly say they created a cryptocurrency, but when you look at their LinkedIn, you look at their background, they have no related background at all. So they might not need to be like have experience working in cryptocurrency, but at least in a similar industry, or like they have like good working track record in like a big companies. So this means that they actually have lesser chance to be a scammer or what. But if you suddenly just see like a founder who don't have any legit work experience, but suddenly they are creating this cryptocurrency and they promise high return, then there's something that you need to be careful of, because the question is always, how will the project team actually able to execute their project if they have no experience or they have no backers backing the project? Yeah, so these are things that need to be careful of. Oh, coming back to the token guarantee high promise, right? If you guys want a good example, right, you guys can take a look at BitConnect, which is I would say a Ponzi token that actually got burst like 2-3 years ago. So during 2017, right, they are very hyped because their token guarantee, I think 10% a day of returns. And a lot of people who are smart actually go in early and exited before the token burst up, because all of them know that it's actually a scam. But there are also a lot of people who actually hold the token until the end, and in the end, the token, I think, dropped like 99 point something percent. They say it's become worthless because it's being exposed as a crypto Ponzi scheme. So if you guys want to have a good reference of what I'm referring to, right, yeah, you guys can take a look at BitConnect for the high return token. Then for the community activities now, right, it's also something important, because I mentioned, right, cryptocurrency or blockchain is all about community support. The more people support the community, the more miners, the more nodes, the more people do staking, the stronger the network is. And that's what gives value to the blockchain technology. So how actively the project communicate to their community, how active the project update the community, and how big the community is, right, is definitely a factor that you guys need to take a look at. So it's like, for example, for Toko Crypto wise, right, we understand how important this is. That's why our marketing and community team, the main focus of them actually like actively communicating and explaining to our communities like about the different cryptocurrency and the education materials for that. So but when you guys look at other projects, right, this is also an area that you guys can focus on. And lastly is the product development. So basically, in the crypto space, right, most white people, they will put in like a roadmap. But if you are you read enough white paper, you will know that whether this roadmap makes sense or is actually a fake roadmap. So it's, for example, it's like maybe this project, they say the roadmap 1 year later they will release a cryptocurrency wallet. But if you take a look at other projects, right, you compare, right, cryptocurrency wallets are easy because a lot in the industry and basically it's a very well established things to do. Most people can be able to do it in like 3 months, 4 months. So if like, why does this project need a year to release just a wallet? And after releasing the wallet, they have nothing else to be released. So these are something that you also need to question the project when deciding whether to invest for long-term things, long-term strategy. So on how active they are coming out of the product and how frequent are they actually improving their product. So what I mean by long-term here, right, is really like maybe it will take up to years. So for example, a good example is Bitcoin in 2017, it goes to 20,000. Maybe some people bought in Bitcoin in 2017 at 20,000 price, but in short term wise, within the next 1-2 years, people will think of it as like a bad investment because it dropped I think 80% of its value during the low time in 2018 or 2019. But after 3 years, eventually it went back up to above 20,000 to up to 60,000. And now the market is correcting again to back to 30,000+. So actually all these, right, when I mean by long-term strategy, right, it's really in the matter of years. So if you actually bought Bitcoin at 20,000 and now you are still holding it, actually you already benefited like 50+%, which is so much higher than the traditional investment market. 3 years, 50% is equivalent to like 15 to 20% a year, which is honestly not many stocks or what that can offer this kind of return. So these are something when we mention long term, right, it's really something that need to like in the matter of years. So definitely because cryptocurrency is volatile, right? It can drop 50% one day, but the next day, maybe a year later, it can go up 100%. So, but doesn't mean that when it drops 50% it's a bad investment. It doesn't mean so. It's just the market sentiment and market volatility. And when the Bitcoin, like recently last few months, it goes to 60,000, it's an indicator that's being overbought. So now it's a healthy correction that it goes down again, and market has been quite stabilized. And we shall see whether do it go on another bull run or it will continue to be sideways trading or slightly bear market for the next few months. So these are things that the market direction is to be determined. But overall, if you see in terms of like the scale of years, right, Bitcoin being dropped 50%, 60%, 70% has been very common throughout the many cycles. Like even before 20, I think when Bitcoin just really when Bitcoin start tradable in 2011, 2012, right? It's also dropped 70, 80% because of the one of the biggest exchange got hacked at time. But then after that, it started to grow again. 2013, it dropped again, and it started to grow again on 2016, 2017, drop again, and start to grow again on 2020. But every time when it grow, right, it managed to go higher than the previous high. So these are something that you guys need to realize like, when you guys put in, and not like just, oh, it dropped 50%, it's a bad investment, I have to cash out now. Yeah, so these are things that you guys need to be ready to accept when you guys get into cryptocurrency because of the volatility being involved. And in fact, Bitcoin, right, being dropped 50%, right, is actually one of the most stable cryptocurrency out there, because Bitcoin is the market cap is large. 50% is actually considered little as compared to some other cryptocurrency. So for example, like I think like some easily other cryptocurrency that's a smaller market, they drop like 60, 70%. But yet, after dropping 60, 70%, a lot of them are still higher than their previous high in 2017, 2018. So which means that actually in the long term wise, it's still a good investment. Yep. So I think for what I cover is more towards the general on how to begin trading, on how to begin in investing, and some simple introduction about cryptocurrency and blockchain. But if you guys want to learn more, you guys can just visit our CryptoCity, which is a mobile app that we create to educate people to learn about blockchain and cryptocurrency. Oh, a side note is, right, if you guys learn from the app, you guys can even have chance to earn like some TKO tokens, which we giving out to like incentivize people to actually learn more about cryptocurrency and blockchain. Then if not, you can take a look at our YouTube channel. I think our marketing team has did a great job. We have like almost 100 plus 200 videos to educate people on what cryptocurrency is. So you can find contents like how to sign up exchange. You can find content like how to do trading, and you can find content like what are the different like type of cryptocurrency, stable coin, NFTs. All this we already have contents on our YouTube channel. And if not, you guys can just follow our social media for simple updates. So like every week, in fact every day, right, we have some like education content about cryptocurrency. Like I think the last 2 weeks we have been focusing on like daily publishing like contents about what NFT is, to educate people about what is NFT and how NFT can be used. Yeah, so I think that's all from me. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Ying. And for the next agenda, which is question and answer session. So for the participant, if you want to ask a question, please raise your hand and I will choose one of you to unmute the mic, and also don't forget to open your camera. Again, I remind you guys, please raise your hand.
No need to be shy, feel free to just ask.
Yeah, actually there is a question from Johannes Yusuf Adi, sir. Mr. Chu, how we declare our tax regarding this investment, and any tax deduction if in any single transaction made as an income, like we did in the company in Indo every month when we register, and how we can stop and what tax impact after. We need to report or it will stop automatically.
So actually, this is something that is still very new. Actually, we have been talking to regulators about this, but currently, I think there's still not no regulation or like process that actually for like automatic tax filing for crypto transactions. So I think in terms of like our discussion about it, right, it's more like step-by-step approach. So it's like we start from like ensuring the companies inside here are all legit companies and setting up ecosystem first. Then I think all this tax issue we have been talking about it, but there's not yet any confirmed way of doing it. So I think it's more like the own self individual will need to go forward themselves after that. But for now, in terms of like the transaction, all those, right? There's no automated tax filing system from the exchanges yet, and this is due to be confirmed and discussed with the regulators. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. And there is a second question, sir, from Kawarizmi. Mr. I want to ask about the Toko Crypto token. Will Toko Crypto token in the future has its own blockchain? Because currently Toko Crypto using the Binance blockchain. Thank you.
Okay. So I think for this, right, it's definitely is still I think if you want to create a blockchain, it will be in terms of like the long game. So there's still no confirmation whether do we want to create our own blockchain yet. For now, why we want to use Binance chain, right, is because like I mentioned, right, to create your own blockchain means you need to have the number of nodes, you need to have the number of support for mining, which is actually not an easy thing to do, because when you start a new project, right, if the network is small, it's very prone to hacking, which is why in the initial building of a lot of projects, right, what we do, right, is actually to start on a bigger blockchain first. Then after that, when we grow our own community and grow our own supporters, after that, then you will evaluate if is it safe enough to actually launch our own blockchain. Because launching blockchain, right, if some hackers, they are strong enough to hack like the small number of computers involved, right, your blockchain will basically I would say like be screwed up. And after that, right, it's very difficult to come back with your reputation, which is why for now we focus on BSC first, because BSC currently, I think the transaction fee is one of the cheapest and the fastest. It's only like 20 cents per transaction as compared to Ethereum when it's being congested, right? A lot of people are transacting, right? It will cost you like maybe even $100 just to send a transaction in Ethereum blockchain. And for us, right, because we have quite close contact with Binance, right, which is we are getting a lot of like technical supports on Binance when we are releasing on Binance Smart Chain. So this actually is what we wanted to guarantee that our product is safe for people to use. Then whether or not we want to launch our own blockchain will be depends on the results we get after this. But for now, the main focus is to get like safety and get like the trust from our community. We don't want, if we rush it, because I know like a lot of projects, they like want to create their own hype and they launch their own blockchain. But this actually for us is quite risky, because what we aim is actually to grow into like a legit player with strong reputation, right? But for us, if we are rushing towards the blockchain space and launching our own blockchain, right, one risk is always about this kind of security that we need to take note of. Yeah. So the answer will be, in short, next few years, we will definitely be using Binance Smart Chain, but it will be constant reviewer by our internal team and our risk security team whether is it makes sense for us to do our own blockchain, but that shall be maybe in the later future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. And actually, there is 3 questions again, but maybe I will resume the 2 questions of this. Good afternoon, Mr. Ying. Many world central banks are now working on their own digital currencies. How this will impact the crypto, and can the cryptocurrency replace the current monetary system? And what is the impact?
Okay. So if you ask my own opinion, right, definitely like the different banks, right, or the different regulators coming out their own national currency on blockchain is definitely a good sign, which means that blockchain is starting to become a technology that's accepted by the different players. So I would say, right, actually, this is actually not in direct conflict with the crypto market, because for example, right, currencies like Bitcoin, all those, right, for example, like just I mentioned, there's different type of cryptocurrency available, right, and this kind of central bank currencies fall under the category of the cryptocurrency, which is similar to Bitcoin, Litecoin, etc. But currently, for those now, right, that Bitcoin, Litecoin, all those, right, they actually is becoming more like how to say, a hedging with the real currency. They are becoming more like a value hedging asset where people buy it to hedge against value of the different currencies. So, for example, Bitcoin, Litecoin, etc., they are devalued from the existing monetary tokens, right? Like for example, the existing currencies, right? So now they become like a sort of digital gold where people buy in is to ensure that their asset actually have the value. But by creating this central bank digital currency, right, actually what it added is that it's become more trust towards cryptocurrency ecosystem, because now if the government themselves are creating their own token, digital token, which is actually transferable through the blockchain, this definitely adds up more reputation to the blockchain industry that is actually a real industry and it's happening and is going to impact and reach out to more people. And from there, right, this actually opens up to more potential market of people who not yet invested in cryptocurrency. And with this kind of central bank digital currency, right, they are actually becoming accessible to them, which is definitely a good thing for, I would say, good thing for blockchain and cryptocurrency ecosystem.
All right, thank you so much, sir. And I think this is the end of our question and answer session. Thank you so much for participation for a great question. And ladies and gentlemen, we almost at the end of this seminar, but before I close this seminar, we would like to hear the closing statement from Mr. Chung Ying Lai. For Mr. Ying, we please you.
Yeah. So I think for me, my focus will be more on word of cautious. Like for us, right, we definitely hope that our user base grow and more people trade on us. But at the same time, right, we want to ensure that people will be able to trade safely with trust on our platform. That's why when like I present my presentation, right, it's more on like educating you guys on how to identify potential risks or potential like scammers in the market, which is something that is some homework that I think you guys are going to have to do when beginning your cryptocurrency investment journey. This will be a long journey, and the market is volatile, so definitely there's some risk and there's some like high and lows during your investment journey. But just be ensure that you did your homework, and once you did your homework, have faith in it and trust it and not panic it, and only invest like the value that you are actually able to assume that it's go to zero. So these are something that I always advise new investor, like when you guys invest, right, invest the money that you can actually lose it. So even though it's like if really go down for like maybe 2 years, 3 years, right, at least you won't be forced to sell it just to need the money for like spending or for like daily expense. This kind of money for investment should be coming from money that you save and you don't need it in near future, so that even when the market go down, you have the ability to wait for 3 years, 4 years for the market to go up. Like what happened to the cryptocurrency market in the last few years, go down 2018, 3 years later come back up with much stronger. So these are the abilities that you guys need to have while investing in it and able to wait long term. Yep. And thank you for attending.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Ying. And okay, guys, I think this is the end of our conversation for today. Thank you very much to all the speakers, committee, participation for attending the discussion, and also for the sponsor for providing us such a great event.
Thank you, and thank you Sriwijaya team for like organizing this event.
Of ICSS, and stay safe, everyone. I'll MC.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Zulhija, as the moderator, and also Mr. Chung Ying Lai for giving us insightful presentation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda for today, there will be take a photo session together, maybe for the audience to be on campus, because we will hold a photo session as the documentation. Please don't forget to screenshot your attendance because it uses it to fill in Google Form. Okay, for the audience, are you ready to take a photo session? Now, I will start with slide 1. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, I think it's enough. Thank you very much for audience who already came. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda for today, there will be award certificate to our second speaker, Mr. Chung Ying Lai, by Vice Dean of Economic, please, Mr. Dr. Azwardi.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chung Ying Lei.
Hello, good afternoon.
How are you today? Fine.
Yeah, good Saturday. I had a great sleep last night.
Okay. This is a certificate for your contribution in this conference. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Sama-sama.
Terima kasih.
Sama-sama.
Once more, thank you so much, Mr. Chung Ying Lai, for providing material on today's webinar. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform you that the attendance link is already available in chat column. Please for the audience to fill in on this webinar. While waiting for the audience to fill in the attendance, so iTeam IT, please play back Toko Crypto video.
Our signature video.
Money do for us.
Indonesia is the fourth most populated country in the world. Our population is equivalent to 3.5% of the total world population in 2020. And that means that there is 200
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform you that the attendance
digital
link
wallets
is
having
already
access
available in
to
chat
financial
column.
services.
Please for
All we
audience
need
to fill
is
in
a
on
mobile
this
phone.
webinar.
Crypto will transform how our 1.1 trillion GDP interacts with the global market.
So Toko Crypto is actually in a very unique positioning, right, where you can combine the benefits of both CeFi, DeFi, merge it, and offer a solution to the Indonesian market. So what we want to build is an Indonesia strategy for the Indonesian, where this solution, right, will be able to reach out to everyone in the country. On top of just financial service, what we hope to achieve this is also like on other areas such as like supply chain management, privacy, data protection, and also like artworks through like the form of NFTs, which is one of the hottest topic in the blockchain industry. So by building on Binance Smart Chain, this will help us to realize numerous potentials that we can achieve through the blockchain technology, and hopefully to build a one and only digital economy for Indonesia.
Toko Crypto aspires to elevate Indonesia's status into a superpower nation, and crypto is a powerful tool. It is a democratizing force that propels us and will level the playing field. Toko Crypto's foundations as a financial enabler in Indonesia are grounded in 4 stable pillars: credits with the regulators, our support and rapport with the government, our backing from world-class partners, our loyal customer base.
We strive to be Indonesia's first. We continue to pivot as Indonesia's first while putting Indonesians' interests first. We are the first exchange in Indonesia to be licensed by Bapepti, to chair the Indonesian Blockchain Week, and now we'll be the first to release or launch Indonesia's first token. Like when Apple invented the iPod and the iPhone, or when Tesla paved the future for electric cars, same with TKO. This puts us in a very unique position to shape the financial landscape, creating business opportunities through wallet digitalization. We're connecting the 4th most populated country in the world to the rest of the world.
People need to see crypto asset or cryptocurrency as just an investment tool. Government, NGOs, and private sector companies are recognizing the potential of DeFi and blockchain technology to improve the trust, transparency, efficiency, and legitimacy. Our next goal is to engage with a local stakeholder in delivering a project that solves real issue in the market. Shifting to people join in the world of crypto ecosystem to fund each other and to motivate each other. We will realizing an economy for betterment and impactful for society.
I think that crypto, especially CeFi and DeFi, will steer our economy for the better of the people. In the same way that we cannot live without emails today, once we were also skeptical and distrustful. CeFi and DeFi will definitely become as intrinsically integrated into our finances and businesses. But one day, it will become universally accepted, yet invisible, empowering us as a tool. And that is why, in order to make that happen, we believe that trust is our most valued currency.
Finally, we come to the end of our event today. Thus, the series of webinar from BMKM F1 Kabinet Citra Pata Baharu, the first Jaya International Economic Summer School, with theme cryptocurrency, understanding how it works in the market. Hopefully, what was said earlier can be useful for all participants. And also, I would like to remind the audience, don't forget to still join the third week of our event that will be held on Saturday, 17th of July 2021. I, as the master of ceremony, apologize for other mistake. To Allah, I ask forgiveness. I am Sriwijaya. I end. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.